Yo, welcome back to the transfer video roundup, guys. Super duper appreciate all the support as always. Today we'll be covering, well, we've got a lot of topics to cover. We got Konaté, we got Isak, we got Gomez, Yaros, Endo, FSG buying a new club. What could this mean for Liverpool? Links again with Anthony Gordon. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So Konaté, apparently talks have collapsed the past couple of weeks. Now, a couple of months ago, it was progressing very, very smoothly, and it looked like it was given that Konaté was going to stay. But now, the past couple of weeks, I mean, the rumours were that Konaté wanted 200k. At the time, I thought it was a little bit high, but considering the fact that Virgil's getting 400k, and with the current climate of defenders, defenders get big money now. I think 200k for your first choice centre back partnership is probably worth it. Half of what Virgil's getting. But this to me almost smells like Madrid have probably got on his ear. Madrid probably want him on a free transfer. Madrid, they love a free transfer, right? So my thing is, look, if he's not going to stay at the club, and he's going to plan to leave on a free transfer, you might as well just cash in, try and bring someone else in. Yeah, it's not ideal. It's a massive, massive headache. But to lose another player on a free transfer, it's just like, the club's got to make some money, right? But I'll just put it all on the line. But listen, sign his contract, or unfortunately, we will have to cash in on you. And I would definitely be sad to see him go. I think him and Virgil could be a formidable partnership for many years to come. And I really like the developments that Konaté's made. And I think replacing him would actually be quite a tricky kind of thing to do. So yeah, Liverpool got him for a good fee as well, 30 to 40 million. Yeah, so put it all on the table. Look, if you want to leave, leave. If you want to stay at the club, stay at the club. If I was him and I was like looking at things that best interest, I'd stay at Liverpool. He might have like dreams to play for Madrid. You don't know, right? But I think Liverpool is a really, really good fit for him. He's a key defender, key player. And at Madrid, they got multiple centre backs, right? So to me, I think he should stay, but that just might be a little bit biased. And also, from a club perspective, listen, we can't just let players run their contracts down. If they're not going to sign, just cash in on them. It's not worth the headache. So, next up, on more positive news, we got Isak. So, Liverpool apparently still interested in another forward. Isak being their dream target. Obviously, talking strikers, this probably guy right at the top of the list, right? Premier League proven, goal scorer, fast, physical, tall, can shoot, can head the ball. Proven in the Premier League, which I think is super duper important. Obviously, the big talking point here is the big fee, 150 million. Obviously, that's no joke. I think it'll be hard to get Newcastle to sell as well. They definitely want to keep him, but if they want to get a peak price Newcastle, it might be time for them to cash in. Personally, I think this season, my gut kind of tells me that Newcastle are going to keep him. But with like so many kind of limited striking options in the market, it might be worthwhile maybe for Liverpool to kind of wait out or just go all out for him. But I feel like Liverpool really, really need a striker this window desperately. So I don't know if Liverpool can kind of afford to wait out for him like they would maybe like Virgil. I mean, if likes of Sesko going for 90 million, 150 for a much more proven player, I'd rather cough up the extra like 60 million or whatever. Sorry if my maths is wrong. It's been a while, but since I went to school. But yeah, I'd rather just cough up the money, get Isak, proven goal scorer. He's clearly the number one target for the club instead of going shopping at Lidl. Hugo Etika is going for 100 million euros. So yeah, but it's great that Liverpool are getting linked to these big names. Next up on the news, we've got Joe Gomez will be looking to leave Anfield. He's been wanting to leave for a while. He's valued at 30 million, and apparently there's no shortage of clubs who like him. And I think for 30 million, he's very much worth the gamble for any club. Even with his kind of unfortunate injury record, I think he is a solid player, can play multiple positions, experience, and I think out of respect for Joe, I think the club should let him go for like a smaller fee, even if they can maybe even get 35, 40 million. He's been a great servant to the club and he'll be fondly remembered. And But if we sell him, that's a very, very kind of useful utility player gone. Someone who can play multiple positions, someone who knows the club inside and out, and would definitely need to bring in another centre back, or if you don't bring in someone who could play all across the line, maybe a centre back, right back, left back, kind of that utility player, because those utility players are extremely important in the squad. They really help balance things out. So yeah, big ups Joe Gomez. Obviously, I think he probably will leave. Bit of a cult hero, and yeah, we all wish you the very best if you do decide to leave this summer. Next up, we've got Fenway Sports Group, aka FSG. They bought La Liga side Konaté to develop a multi-club model. What could this mean for Liverpool? Maybe this means that like Liverpool could kind of use them for like a loan outfit, or maybe Konaté could like help Liverpool balance books, whether Liverpool sell players to them, or they can use it for like a development system where we loan our academy players. So I think ideally, I feel like you just want like a owner who's just fully focused on one club. But with FSG, they've got baseball, they've got other sports. I'm sure they have other business ventures as well. So they probably hire staff as well. And I think personally, my gut says that this Getafe thing will be a net positive for Liverpool, with them being like maybe like a feeder club, or you loan them out, or help balance the books, right? So yeah, a lot of these top clubs, they have like teams that they can kind of use, whether it's Chelsea or Man City. So I think this is a good decision. Obviously, even in Spain, you got Real Madrid B, Barcelona B, right? So next up on the agenda, Yaros is going on loan to Ajax. So yeah, hopefully this means he's getting first team football. Not too familiar with the Ajax squad, not too familiar with their goalkeeping options, but I think Yaros, when he did perform last season, when he did play, I thought, wow, decent little keeper. I wish him the very best. Signed a new contract as well, so probably a pay increase for him. And if Liverpool are going to cash in on him, then you can get a better fee for him, and you can Bamidashvili is going to be number 2. Yaros is going to be number 3. He's wasted at number 3, so hopefully this probably means that Liverpool probably bring in like a Scott Carson, an experienced third choice goalkeeper, to help kind of balance the squad out, right? So next up on the agenda, we got Wataru Endo, Liverpool Samurai. Love this guy, loves playing for the club, happy to be a squad player. He says, if the club tells me to leave, no, I'm staying. I have a contract and it's up to me to make the final decision. Basically, I'm staying for now. Normally, like when players say this, is probably a bad thing, right? Obviously, they might not be the media, but if a player's usually forced to stay, it means they're on big wages, not getting played frequently. But with Endo, I think it's net positive. He's a good utility player. I think the manager needs to do a better job of rotating the midfield next season, and I think Endo can do that job. He's a good figure in the dressing room. He's a captain for Japan. He's got a lot of experience. He can play multiple positions in emergencies, right back, centre back, defensive midfield, and to have he's a fan favourite as well. I think he can still play a role in the squad, so I'd be more than happy to keep Endo. I think all the fans as well will be very, very happy with that decision, and we all love Endo. So next up, we got Gakpo, apparently still getting linked to Bayern Munich. Mitoma from Brighton, another target for Bayern. I don't think Liverpool will sell Gakpo. I think it'd be a very, very hard deal for Bayern to make. I think Mitoma and these other winging options that Bayern are looking at, whether Leao, I think they're way easier to get. Obviously, I'm sure Bayern do have an interest in Gakpo. Gakpo's solid, but great player. He would probably do bits in Bundesliga as well, but I think Gakpo will be staying, especially with Luis Diaz being the one who's been more linked away from the club. So yeah, and it seems like Liverpool more kind of willing to let Luis Diaz go, but with not that many kind of available options in the market, I think Liverpool should probably keep on to Gakpo, and I think that's what they're planning to do. So yeah. Next up, I almost said Jared Gordon. Anthony Gordon just keeps getting kind of brought up. Obviously, he's got links to Everton, but I think Anthony Gordon's a tidy little player. Obviously, Liverpool like him. The people inside the club, they all like him. Name that just keeps getting linked. I think similar to Isak, it'll be very, very hard to do a deal. But if he becomes available, then it can make a lot of sense. But I think Newcastle would want big money for him. He's a key player. He's English. And I think this will be an extremely, extremely hard deal to make. If we sell Luis Diaz, I wouldn't be opposed to bringing Anthony Gordon. But ideally, I want someone like a Kvaratskhelia. Obviously, I know he's gone PSG, etc. But someone of that kind of elite level, and maybe Anthony Gordon can make that step up. But swapping Diaz for Gordon, I don't really see it as like a massive, massive upgrade. So, I think it'd be a very, very hard deal to make. Next up on the agenda, Fabrizio Romano saying that Liverpool are still looking for defenders. I mean, yeah, good news, I suppose. I think centre-back position that needs to be kind of strengthened, and with all the outgoings getting linked, especially in defence, I think this is a pretty much given. But at the moment, Liverpool are busy in certain other deals, right? And next up on the agenda, Tsimikas is definitely a temptation to play more. But for me to play 27 to 29 games I play every year in all competitions are more than playing for 40 for another team. In another league, here I am on the Broadway of football. So Tsimikas is very, very happy to be with his squad role. He's happy being like a backup role. And players like this are important, right? Because you can't just have a team full of starters, right? You need a squad. And I think getting another backup left back is just going to be a headache. It's going to be a pain. We don't know what the situation is going to be with Robbo, but Robbo's going to probably be leaving, and Kirkes is going to be number one. But we'll have to see how this Robbo situation plays out if we do sell Costas, because we're not going to have 3 left backs in the squad. It doesn't make balancing sense unless you're Arsenal. Last but not least, Dom Soboslai said he's not scared of Wirtz's arrival. Obviously, he has to believe in himself. He has to believe he's going to be playing. I think this probably means that Dom's probably going to be pushed back into that kind of ball-winning midfield role. He played there towards the end of the season, but yeah, I think Dom still has an important role and squad position inside our team. But I don't think he will be a kind of clear-cut number 1 choice with Wirtz's arrival. So yeah, let me know what you guys think down below. Get your comments in. And super duper appreciate the support. Make sure to like, share, sub, comment. Catch you guys in the next one.